Alright, so what I want to talk about today, alright, I want to talk about low fat. Versus low carb. Alright, so low fat versus low carb eating in general, diets, whatever you want to call it. I find this thing really interesting because whilst I'm an exercise physiologist, I do have some training in basic nutrition, etc. So I'm not a dietitian. So if you want to go and watch a video by a dietitian about that, please feel free. But really what I talk about today is specifically there was one study that's been done quite recently and I really liked it. Because most studies will, focus on short time frames. So you might see 6 weeks, maybe 2 months. They're not very long. And this one actually focused on 12 months, which I thought was really good. Okay, so basically a year. Alright, and it had people on a low carb. Alright, so it was actually keto based, so ketosis. Alright, where your body begins to use some of its own fat stores and also create ketones as an energy source. And those people basically had 50 grams or less of carbs. I thought that was quite interesting to me. And then you had your low fat people, alright, and they really broke down how much fat they were having. And what we found, or what they found, not what we found, to be fair, what we found there is that there wasn't that much difference actually after 12 months. Don't get me wrong, the low carb did lose slightly more weight. There was slightly more fat that was actually lost there by the participants, but not that much more, not enough to make a real significant difference. Because there's a lot of people arguing at the moment, you should be doing low carb, have the high fats, all this kind of stuff, and that's the only way to go. Alright, and I'm really talking in regards to weight loss here, because a lot of people will come and see me and say, hey, I want to lose weight. Alright, and that's a whole other video, and I've talked about before though, really, it's about that simple equation, alright, of energy in versus energy out. Okay, so what we have found there, and we found this across the literature in general, is if you take down or remove or, minimize one macronutrient, so your protein, your carbs, your fats, if you do that, you're actually going to lose weight. Alright, you're going to lose, whether it be muscle or fat mass, there's going to be some form of weight loss occurring. So in this circumstance, I wouldn't say that it's any different. If anything, it just adds more weight to that fact that if you went on the low fat or the low carb, you're going to lose some form of weight. Now, let me just be clear there. I didn't delve too much into the physiological aspects there, because some people are going, oh, but low fat's going to be better for this, and other people are going to say, oh, but low carb's better for this. Alright, I'm not going to talk about that. That video could go on forever. There's so much literature about that, the physiological aspects, and we're still not quite sure over a really long time which one's better. We've obviously got dietary guidelines, etc. in place at the moment for a reason, because there's a lot of research backing what they've put in place. But I'm not going to comment too much about that, okay? So subscribe, get yourself the ebook, alright? I've been Luke from Well Size.